Hello, thanks for tuning in and welcome to the pool party. I hope you can swim because we're definitely diving into the deep end with a huge splash of truth, facts, evidence, information, and proof. Swim. Say what you mean. It's talk about talking. How we listen, how we hear, how we speak, how we hear what we're listening to when we speak, how a listener hears what we're saying, if what we're saying, what they're actually hearing and or understanding. Is it clear? Swim. Say what you mean. Well, that's just the beginning of understanding, because after we get that understanding, how do we accept it? How we respond if it's not what we expect is paramount. Are you okay with the truth? Are you man, woman, human, or spiritual enough to accept the truth? Let's find out.
All right.
Welcome to The Swimming Pool with your host, Travis Bridges.
Bam! That's me. That's right. Here I am. Rocking like a hurricane. Here's hoping you're having a wonderful evening and that you had a fantastic 4th of July Independence Day. So, I will say, as we used to say in the Boy Scouts, Happy Cinco de Julio. Happy Cinco de Julio. You get it? Cinco de. Anyway, welcome to the swimming pool. I am your host, Travis Bridges, and I do not have a guest tonight, so this is going to be quick. This is how I look when I have something heavy on my mind. Can you see? I'm going to get a little closer. Look into my eyes. This is the eyes of a man who has something heavy on his mind and on his heart. Speaking with someone just yesterday, I will never say names. I'm going to tell you about a conversation I overheard, and then I'm going to tell you about a conversation that I partook in, if that's a word. The one that I partook in, I was saying to the person, your head and your heart and your ears are not on the same page. And it took a while, but I had to break that down. We were just conversing, and I brought that point up. Having your head, your heart, your mouth, and your ears on the same page is a blessing. And I guess it, touched me because I'm that guy who's talking about talking. I'm that guy who wants to bring awareness to how we're listening, how we're hearing, and whether or not what we're saying is what we think someone is hearing, or someone hearing what we think we mean. That's a lot of stuff to overcrowd your brain with, but I think I have the brain for it. My brain will allow me to carry it. And I do often. Sometimes it gets heavy. Like today, it's heavy. Oh my God. So much stuff is going through this head today. It's not the reason I don't have a guest. It's just I was busy and I promised to be here. So even if I don't have anything funky, I do want to tell you though, I do have a canned guest that I'm going to air soon. And it's a guy that I met who's amazing. What I got going on here? Valerie Higgs. Hey, Valerie. Wow. Where you been? Where you coming from? What are you saying? Good evening, my brother. I hope you had an awesome Independence Day. I did. And even a great Wednesday. Yes, I did. Thank you so much. T. Morrow is in the house. What up, though? T. And my faithful friend, Christine. I'm going to jump off subject. Christine, you're that ram in the bush for me. I appreciate it because I know you sneak in and check in and then get your name on a roll and you sneak out the back because I know you're not always here. But I'm going to leave it alone. But anyway, I'm going to be short tonight. But what was I saying? Oh, having your mouth, your head, your heart, and your ears on the same page is a blessing. And I talk about, my brain. We're all unique. we all have different fingerprints. Can you see my fingerprint? I'm going to put it up closer. Can you see it? I'm being a little silly because I'm sleepy a little bit too. But we all have different ways of thinking, and it's unique. And for me to get on this kick about, are you saying what you, really? Think about it. I'm all over the place. I know it. And I know, I don't know. I don't know if it's a curse or a blessing. Hey, Dorothy. Wow, look, man, I got people. What happened? What's going on? Did you guys get together and decide to support me? And you would show up on a night where I don't have one of those guests where it gets real deep. Check out last week. Last week was pretty cool. And I'm going to be gone. Let's see. It's 5 after. By a quarter after, I'm going to be long gone. But let me address, the subject about, talking to, someone about having your mouth, your head and your heart, and even your eyes and your ears, all on the same page, all on one accord. It's a blessing. And I think I might have been, I put time into it. I put effort into paying attention to what you're saying. If you ever have if you're ever unlucky enough to speak to me one-on-one, just kidding. If you know me, I really do listen. And I can't help that I really don't care what you mean. I give you the opportunity to clarify. But I'm tuned into what you're saying, and I'll call you on it. So anyway, there we go. I don't really have this many guests this often, so I'm excited about it. Christine is saying whatever. You wanted to see me. Well, here I am. Can you see me? Can you see me? Dorothy, I see you sometimes. I don't always say anything, but I listen to you. I pay attention. I'm very proud of you, and I'm happy for you. You know what I'd like to do? I'm going to make a proposal. Maybe when you're on, we'll share screen, and I want to play a song on your live stream, just like, while you're doing your thing, sharing what God gave you to share to the people. I kind of want to come on and just, maybe do a little devotional musical with you. You know how they do that fancy thing, they split the screen. So I'm offering that, but you got 90 days to cash in on it. It's going to expire, so don't play. All right. Anyway, the other thing that I overheard was the comment, I'm over something, but I can't forgive someone. And how I brought the attention, in my own conversation in my head. How can you be over something, but then not be able to forgive in that situation? Just didn't make sense. And I think I'm going to get to chime in on that conversation at another time, because I was doing more observing than anything. Which brings me to what I want to talk about before I go in my 7 minutes that I have left. Oh, yeah. All right. Communication is so important. If you've been alive for longer than 5 minutes, you've had the opportunity to connect with someone. And you know how people are really cool one moment, and then the next moment, they're not talking. They don't have anything to say. They go radio silence. That's necessary sometimes. Sometimes you need to leave people alone. And then sometimes you need to make people leave you alone. My mother would say, don't fool with people. Old folks saying. But let me just try to stay on point. I think one of the worst things that can happen to anyone, as tough as we are, because this conversation is kind of sort of linking, where the person said, I'm over it, but I'm not forgiving. One of the most intense things that can happen to a person, or that you can be a part of that may have happened to someone, is to go silent on someone we're not going to admit it because that conversation said, I'm over it, but I'm not going to forgive. When you're over something, you can forgive. And if you know right from wrong, you know that when you forgive someone or you forgive something, it's not for that person or even that situation. It's really to lighten your load. So to say out of your mouth, if you're conscious and if you say, I'm over it, but I haven't forgiven, I'm not, or I will later, you're carrying something that's probably going to outweigh you at some point in time. So I guess the point I want to make in my 6 minutes, wow, a minute only went by, is if you're not talking to someone for whatever reason, you don't have to be the one. If your ego is too big to pick up the phone or to make a text or to knock on their door or whatever, you don't have to be the one to make the call or take the initiative to reach out. But you can open your heart. Forgiving, of course, is between you and God, you and yourself, you and your inner being. And of course, if you feel led to say something to someone, by all means, put the seal on that and bring closure to it. But if you are the one that for whatever reason is not talking to someone, unless they're harming you, if someone just flat out just betrayed you, leave them alone. But if you've got a chip on your shoulder and you're not talking to someone, fix that, okay? Because no one's going to admit it, but it just doesn't feel good. And it's a heavy load to carry. And you could really make the difference in someone's day by maybe not breaking the ice, but cracking it a little bit, okay? On the other hand, if you are the person, what did I say? If you're the person that's not talking, or if someone's not talking to you, where am I? I don't know. I'm really sleepy. Keep in mind, if you're not talking to someone, they are feeling it, especially if it's someone close, or if someone, something happened like this conversation I was overhearing. I'm over it, but I'm not gonna forgive. We're gonna show our tough side, and we're probably not going to admit it. But deep inside, when we talk to the man in the mirror, we're feeling it. And whether someone's saying something to you, if you're not talking, they're feeling it too. This may not apply to you. You may say, I'm good with everybody. Then keep looking straight ahead. I'm not talking to you or about you. But you know who you are. You know who the people are that you kind of wish would talk to you. Or maybe you want to get closure to or for. Open your heart first if it's you, and then allow the other person or the other people or the other situation to be open. I've always said there's an answer to every question, and there's a solution to every problem. Our egos really stand in the way. What we feel, think, and believe stands in the way often. But we've got to find a way. I like the court system where they say when you're being selected for jury, we're going to present some evidence, and you're going to have to be able to look at what's presented here and not how you feel. You can't have what they call a pre something. You've got to really be honest and truthful and move your personal thoughts, feelings, and beliefs out of the way. We have to do that more than just if we're being selected to serve on the jury. Do it with everything. Information, evidence, proof, facts. It's there for a reason. Your gut feeling is another thing, but listen to what's being said. Make sure you understand clearly what someone means. Ask questions, but find closure. Don't be estranged from people. And if someone is estranged from you, open your heart. it'll work out. And I'm going to play that. I think I left that on here. I'm going to play my Yolanda Adams song before I go. Is it still here? Oh, there it is. I played it last week. I'm going to start ending with some music. But anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out with me. And I look to see you guys more, you new folks in here. That's so cool. Hey, y'all check out some of my old stuff. I think I'm on to something. I never wanted to be a YouTuber. I never wanted to be famous or popular. If you notice, I don't market this on Facebook. I said Facebook. Any of my social media. It's just I come in here for therapy for me, and I hope that someone can get something out of it. So if you found me and you want to see me, I appreciate it. Thank you. Check out some of that other stuff. And if you ever want to talk about it, I'm that guy who will talk from sun up to sundown just to make sure that I am not misunderstood. Why do I care? I don't know. I'll ask God that when I get to heaven. But I'm going to take off. But before I go, I'm going to play this video, Oop My Heart, from Yoli Adams. Who's with me again? Dorothy, Christine, and Valerie. Thank you, Valerie. And Anthony Morrow, and everybody else that's watching and listening. Got a message there. All right. Till the next time, find someone you need to say I love you to. Don't just say it, but mean it and show it. Have a great Have a rest. I need to rest. Have a great rest of the week. I love you. Good night. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Hang on. This is what we call technical issues here. Let's see. What did I do? I think I erased it from here. Maybe I can find it, though. Y'all want to hang on while I try to find it? No. Just go to my YouTube channel and just find the video. It's one of the most recent ones. All right. Good night. Well, how am I getting a call? How is this even possible? Is this a... Hang on, y'all. Hang on with me for a second. Yes? Hello? This is not happening. Wow. All right. Good night.
Mighty Horn Music. Smooth jazz, top 40, R&B, inspirationals, and more. Live from the Hollywood Home Studio. Like, share, subscribe. And thanks for tuning in. The Swimming Pool with Travis Bridges is a talk segment about talking. Talk about talking? Yes, talk about talking. It's designed to bring awareness to how we listen, how we hear, and what we do with the information we receive during communication. The mind is automatically programmed to protect the body and soul. It displays that through each and every encounter we experience. If any part of the body is threatened, the mind will automatically issue the flight command. The flight command to retreat to safety. Well, that same command is also deployed when our ego is threatened. The ego, yes, the ego. It's so natural and common, it happens oftentimes without us even knowing. Engaging in conversation and staying focused on what is present is considered mental fitness. It strengthens our emotions and helps us to gain control of our circumstances instead of having our circumstances overtake our thinking and our very existence. It's a difficult task to achieve because our feelings, beliefs, and desires are so strong that it causes us to totally disregard even the most common or basic reasoning. This live stream is only here to bring awareness to that subconscious process. Nothing or no one is actually wrong. However, the idea of being open to anything outside of what we've already concluded is golden, especially if the new information is transparent. The Swim developers would like to say thanks for supporting, watching, listening, and sharing this information. Now, back to the swimming pool. Let's dive in and swim. SWYM. Swim. Say what you mean. As much as this information is designed to bring awareness to how we listen, hear, and process, it is also a form of therapy. The little person inside of all of us needs to be heard. As adults, even listening to ourselves is a form of healing, strengthening, and growth. It's okay to speak, talk, express yourself, and be heard, even if you're the only listener. If our testimony does anything at all for anyone else, that makes the continued effort worth the time. Get the words out. You'll feel better, and that's a promise. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it.
You know, sometimes it seems like all the good times are gone. But you got to keep on searching. You got to keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. For example, take me standing right here today. I would not be here with you if I believed the things that the people say. You got to keep on searching.